People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack, king from right. Just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem, the owls. People very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. Happy, many down, many jack, king from right. Just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are not what they seem. The owls, people very just king, great king. People error, people king, big, just king, king. King, happy, many down, many jack, king from right. Just new king, big, great, can, new, happy. The owls are not what they seem. The owls.
When I got into maybe like a little bit of despair at like.
Where my bros at?
That's where, yeah, and that's kind of where I came into this initiation thing of like, no, this has to be like a willing student who recognizes that there's something they don't know. You're not going to teach somebody who thinks they already know.
Mm-hmm.
They already know. They're going to just disagree with you and tell you that you're the one that's wrong. Whatever.
That right there is the Estuary road trip van.
You know,
I almost said earlier that thinking you know is hell.
Yeah. Like being able to ask for help. There's something really archetypal there because it contains within it a recognition that something's wrong. And also, you know, again, it's like reaching out, admitting that it's like confession. To me, it's like all these things wrapped into one. It's like,
It's
and also being a willing student, you know, it's like asking for help. Being a willing student is like asking for help. And that, you know, being aware of a void in your knowledge, something that you lack, that you'd like to achieve, hopefully, you know, ideally because you want to live you want to be harmonious.
Will, energy, action. What is that? We do something different. We do socials. We do social. These things we do are savings throws versus mind control, which you're swimming in. Don't you know? Everyone is trying to craft your background while you're not looking, shape your perceptions and your worldview. Here, you get a savings throw against it if you're willing to make a choice between survival, social, wisdom, or heart. You see, you're choosing between your will to survive, your social network, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart as how you resist the mind control. I roll the die. If the die comes up 10 or higher, you take half damage. You've made your savings throw. Congratulations. If it's under 10, you still take full damage. But hey, you got a savings throw. And don't give out hope. If you have a +2 bonus from chatting in the hive mind, or +5 from leaving a comment, it might make the difference. And half damage for you. It's a lot of math. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist, great news. You got a 4. You're going to need a bunch of bonuses. Socialist, on the other hand, all you need is a hive mind chat. That's an 8 for you. Lovers of wisdom, also needing a bonus. There's a 6. There's a 6. Very susceptible you folks are tonight. Not the hard folks, though. They got the number of transformation. Indigo kids with the pair of 714s. Pair of 714s.
Remember, there is no agency. We want
Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Welcome. This stream is called the Estuary Road Tripper Update. See, what happened was two folk that met perhaps in this community and the Lobster Monkey Monster Party fight. Who knows where they met actually. Got into a van and began journeying across America on what is known as the Remember and Body Road Trip at Estuary Road Trip.com. And then that was a few days ago, and they have been missing and presumed dead since then due to lack of updates. Today, however, if we consult with the map here, this is a blown up version. They've apparently stopped. They've gone past the shared story and Michael Martin. I don't know on the dates on that though. It's not real obvious to me. Let's see what we got here. We have photos that are dated. That looks like Michael Martin's house. This must. Whoa! What's going on here? What's going on here in this photo? Okay, so that's on June 5th. They're not dead. On the 4th, he's sitting in a fancy chair. Are you seeing this? On the 4th, he's sitting in a fancy chair. And there's the other one looking. Oh, did you fart? I think you farted. And there's them in the van. So one of these days, look, they're building sacrificial bonfires. That looks like a reindeer Patronus. But 33-cent corn. Can you guys hear? Is the sound working on this? Welcome. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and play branding with sound. Remember, everybody,
there is no agency. We want
what's best. All right, so they didn't die, and they apparently stopped by this shared story. That must be this YouTube channel. Apparently, it's religious philosophy for atheists. What the hell is going on here? Here's from its piece. All the lessons are like dreams.
Yeah, butthurt about it. They'll just
Butthurt. Starts with butthurt. I like it. Get me out of here.
talk about them. And if they're tuned and you can talk about them without talking about them, they'll pick up on it and they won't get all butthurt about it. They'll just hopefully, take the lesson to heart. But I have found all these lessons are like dreams in a way. You can have a big revelation with somebody. You could be talking to someone and they say something that's just mind-blowing to you, that really you think, oh man, this is going to change the way I think. But if you don't return
Also,
Okay, so they apparently survived their encounter with that guy. We presume they're not dead. However, released on the channel today appeared to be a hostage video. They called it individuation.
talking about consonants and like agreeableness fits really well, I think, with that Estuary distinction insofar as you have consonance and dissonance within music, and consonance is basically agreeableness. It's like it's the loose-feric of putting on the smile to get along. It's the restaurant demeanor. It's like being like, customer service voice,
Right, yeah.
and you have to be agreeable, like to a certain extent, But then dissonance is on the other side, on the more, So then true musicality, eurythmy, like musicality and harmony, deep music has dissonance in it as well, and it's not just like the one note, because that's Eastern music, in Eastern spirituality.
And that was some good road footage with not a smooth transition to the side window. Look at the side window on that van. So they apparently survived their encounter with this shared story fellow, and then encountered Michael Martin, who recently has released Christian Hermeticism for Dummies 2 days ago, which was this as a result of the encounter with the two Estuary road trip boys, Jonathan and Joe, that he releases this Christian Hermeticism for Dummies part.
20.
Oh,
Drew this.
He's got a nice little B. Look, it's got a nice. What was the 33rd minute? Is there a secret message implanted after being visited by the Estuary guys in the van? Not creepy van, they say.
New astrology back from at least the Middle Ages in Christendom. Now, certainly you will go into Scripture, and probably I don't think you can find there are allusions to the celestial bodies, but not to astrology. Well, I shouldn't say that's not true. The astrologers who go to see Jesus, right? Yeah, that's a big one. And I love when people try to tell me, no, they were
the astrologers that go to see Jesus. And now we've got two missing people last seen in the context of this Michael Martin fellow, according to these pictures over here that looks like his backside. That looks like his backside. They were alive when they saw the guy, and he's talking about sending astrologers to Jesus. And we all know Dumir is famous for his astrology bullshit. Have they been killed or murdered? Are they dead now on the side of the road? Let's see the map over here on estuaryroadtrip.com, where you can do fancy plan a visit or donation maybe. Kind of shows them past Michael Martin and down into Indiana. They might be alive and in Indiana. If only we knew. If only we knew. As you can see, I am so concerned about their health and welfare that I have put a link to estuaryroadtrip.com. Will they make it? I ask. That's replaced the pinned link at the top of the hive mind over there. And according to this, you can buy them a coffee, Venmo, Dumir, or plan a visit. So if they have survived and are alive at this time, let's see what it takes to plan their execution. Now, it appears that in the future, they'll be going through Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New York, and then back around through Virginia, North Carolina. So if you're anywhere along that route and you would like to assassinate them, you click this button, plan a visit, and then it tries to open Outlook. What the? No, I don't know what the hell that is. You need a new method, Dumir. Are you alive? Are you guys alive?
Yes,
Indeed.
we are alive. Here we are at Joe's mother's house
Ohio.
in Ohio. We have made it to Ohio already. We're a bit behind on the videos and such because there's been a lot going on. But yes, here we are in Ohio. It just rained. And we're here because Joe's brother is getting married tomorrow. And we are here to celebrate that and also help his mom with some things. Yes, thanks for having us on.
Do you intend on banging some bridesmaids? Sowing any of that seed?
We have not set our intentions yet for this event. I think we have celebrate marriage.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! He's so fucking organized. He's so organized. I gotta tell you though, I have to tell. I'm very disappointed in the cryptic message videos we're getting for supporting you via the Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee.
Yes,
which I'm sure we're doing. I need to see, like, say, in the morning, right? You set up the camera so that you can record the van rolling off into the sunrise or whatever, and then it's stopping and the Dumir jumping out and running back and grabbing the phone.
Yes, that is a lot of work. You know, that double. You have to drive the distance twice in that case. It's gas.
No. You didn't hear the part where the van stops and then Dumir jumps out
I have to
of
run
the car
back
and runs back and gets the phone. You see, but to remind her that you're out there alive and on the road and need our money is really important to people that give you money. So I want this from you. And I kind of want Joe to do them, to be the voice of them. What if there's any talking at all? Like this bastard, whatever comes out. But like we need both. You do most of the philosophical blah blah in the cryptic arty videos, so we need more of him to balance out. Like some people, it's not a face and heel situation, but it's not dissimilar.
Yes, as we discussed, some sort of more regular updates would probably be good. And yeah, I think maybe we'll do some shorts, do some collaborative, except perhaps Joe Man will take the lead on the shorts, and perhaps some live streams.
I mean, what's it like? What's it like for you to be doing this journey across the country here? So look you've already made it this far.
Yes.
I see green things and yellow things. Can you translate your map for me?
Yes, perhaps we should add a legend of sorts. The green locations are our original places of residence.
Put those on the map for anybody. This is the internet. By the way, it feels to me I have a very strong psychic impression, and the red shirt card of the show is the Queen of Clubs. I have a very strong psychic impression that this website was designed by somebody attractive. Anyway, continue. The home location marked for stalkers, nice and convenient. That's the green ones. What else?
Sorry, there's cars going by as well. The orange/yellow/goldenrod colored locations.
The goldenrod locations. Yeah.
Are at
markers of conquest.
Those are friends/fellows/acquaintances that we have stopped to visit. I might put on other ones that we intend to visit, but as of yet, this is what we have. So you got Mr. Chris from the Shared Story and Mr. Michael Martin. And then you can't really tell which of those estuaries are the ones we actually went to, but we went to 2 of those estuaries.
What?
Yeah.
What? You've infiltrated 2 estuaries.
Yes, we have a lot to share about them and lots of
good, because I'm about to ask.
Okay.
LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP. We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. And I wanted to note that the culmination of this road trip is at a thing called Midwestuary, which involves these people here, Elizabeth Oldfield, PVK, and Sam, as featured in your video over on the Jonathan Demir channel. There. People can check that out.
Yeah.
Check that out. So
buy your tickets today at midwestuary.com.
Midwestuary.com. Now you see, over here on this beautiful website, you have our video links. One such to this one, where you can find this being said.
Now that they're gone, I get to share comments and thoughts. I was gonna ask them directly, like, hey, if you guys are gonna be grifting, what are you grifting for? Like, what is?
If you're grifting, what are you grifting for?
Well, we're not grifting that much, are we? You know, we're not really grifting. We just more so figured the corner is full of amazing people. Some people might want to support, but also, of course, we would perhaps say something. You know, like if you want to donate, check out the website for ways to do so. And but yeah, what are we doing this? What services are we providing?
Well, I suppose like the grist money would be used for fuel mostly.
Yes.
Fuel and food.
Yes.
If that's what you're asking, which I think.
Yes.
So if you wither away to nothing and starve to death, it's a grifting failure.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, now we know.
The food and fuel fund.
The food and the fuel fund available at the beautiful website over here, estuaryroadtrip.com.
Woo!
Here. Next question.
Okay.
What are we paying for with this money that we're going to be given to you? And not just in terms of like, what are you going to use to buy it, but like, what service are you going to provide? Because I think that checking out the estuaries to see if they are full of right-wing extremists or not is a paltry thing that could be accomplished by any intelligence agency. I don't really.
Were there any right-wing extremists at the estuaries? Because while he calls it a paltry thing, I'm kind of curious.
Maybe
You've attended 2 estuaries so far, correct?
technically 3, but 2 after leaving. Because
All right, but the home one counts. So you've hit 3 on your trip because you took Joe to your home one, right?
Yes.
So you, as the duo doing the trip, you've hit 3 so far.
Yes.
And you've encountered how many right-wing terrorists? Go.
Probably less than a handful. Not that. Maybe 1 or 2. But nothing too extreme.
Maybe 2.
But also, there's been a couple lefties, like a couple liberal types, and we've had a nice variety of people to be, some very corner sharp people. Sorry for the noise, if you can hear.
Corner sharp. Ooh, that's a fancy term. You're coining a new term. Maybe even it's a
the list.
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile. Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
We got another.
Oh, would you looky there? You got go. So corner sharp, sir.
Yes, it wasn't even on purpose, but I like it. It's yeah. So there was people who know about TLC. There was people who don't know about TLC. There was older people, younger people, lefty people, righty people. We got secular-ish people and more traditionalist, or like probably not too many new age people. I feel like we're trying to bring the new age people aspect bit.
What? Hold on. We have an emergency. Matt C says he's canceling his Airbnb to sleep on the bus at Chicago. That was supposed to be in the same guest super Airbnb I was staying in, where I got to stay with the famous comic guy Matt C. And now he wants to sleep on a bus. And that's a different event. The B&B thing is different, man. We're covering Joe and Jonathan. Quit being an attention whore. Jeez.
Yeah, what the heck, Matt?
Yeah. All right, we're questioning about the estuaries. We have some more beyond Red Wing terrorist, right wing.
Really care about that so much. What I care about is how consistent is the estuary protocol executed across all of these different places? What differences between them are interesting or positive or negative? Who are some of
that's we'll do two for now. First of all, how are they sticking to the protocol, or do they run amok? Estuaries run amok.
Well, I would say I don't know exactly how well the first one in Glastonbury stuck to the procedures, but Hudsonville.
Glastonbury is now on protocol review.
I could say something about that, because the reason he says that is because we showed up a bit late to that one, because we were trying to prepare the van. It was like a last minute arrival.
He was at the one before that,
but I went to the one before, and they followed it pretty well. It was like I think the guy running it was writing it down. I forget his name. It's been
We're on review. He's on review. We've established sufficient.
It was pretty good.
Unassisted testimony to have him be reviewed. Next estuary. Did they follow the protocol, or should they be reviewed?
The next one was in Hudsonville, Michigan, and that was Bernie. And he followed the protocol very well, very tight. No mishaps.
It was very professional. We even had name tags.
Which was handy, especially for us.
It was helpful. And
helpful name tags, helpful Bernie. Bernie in Hudsonville, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Next estuary, protocol adherence. Go.
Okay. You want to say the next one, or you want me to say it?
You got it.
Okay, the next one we went to was Michigan City, which is not in Michigan. Took a second to get that right. It's in Indiana.
Michigan City, Indiana. Okay.
Yes. And there, it was more of a pastor man, and some lovely
pastor man. You don't remember his name? Who's running he ran the gig?
Yes. Dale and
Pastor Dale, okay.
Yep, and some lovely church ladies. It was
Pastor
good.
Dale's Michigan City Estuary, and
it was good. It was they were less familiar with the TLC universe. However, everyone went around and said what they were saying, said what they were thinking about, and then it would kind of went right to free flowing discussion, which is not precisely the protocol, but he made the point to say that every estuary is different, and
Every estuary is different with the little shoulder dance.
yeah,
Right.
and I don't know if he did that
All
part.
right, let's say this. Pastor Dale's a rebel, operating under the flag.
I think he was
running his
stretching.
own system. Running his own system. But he does host hobos from the road from the TLC.
They
So
were
that
lovely.
gets hey, there you go. Pastor Dale gets a pass. He
Yeah.
gets the wild card pass.
Yeah.
All right. What was the next question? What was number 2 there, Afriel?
Is the estuary protocol executed across all of these different
We
places?
did that one.
What differences between them are interesting or positive or negative?
What differences between the three estuaries you attended have been positive and negative, eh?
I would say one aspect which was interesting is that
Here, you guys both talk about it, eh?
sure, yeah. The second one was in a house setting, such that we were not in an institutional building, nor a public park. I don't know if anyone's done an estuary in a public park, but that would be kind of cool.
It also had a nice view out the windows of a nice lake, and it was sunset. It was very nice.
Indeed. So that was an interesting thing. It felt very homey like.
We were at a kitchen table. We actually were.
It was kind of like we were eating dinner or something. Except they were estuary snacks rather than like dinner foods. And that was an interesting difference. Probably also in terms of like the types of discussion. Like the first one was more like we're talking Matthew Peugeot, symbolic garments of skin interpretations and stuff. Then the second one was more about estuary and about like how do we speak to people who are different than us.
Bit of navel gazing, perhaps.
Yeah, a bit of navel gazing on the second one. And the third one was more about like we are some lovely ladies who go to church regularly, and we have problems. Everyone has problems. It's like, like one of the ladies was a widow. Her husband passed, I think, a year or two ago, and I think a couple of them were widows, actually. So we were discussing a bit of that, and the difficulties of life and the internet. What are some other things we discussed at that one? But just to say that there's been a variety of conversations. Perhaps the most noteworthy difference. Yes.
And Bernie's a navel gazer.
Bernie is very cool. Bernie invited us into his house to stay, and we stayed the night there.
In his basement.
And they washed our laundry, and
washed your laundry. Oh, Bernie's a trooper.
Yeah, it was Bernie and Bonnie. I should shout out to Bonnie as well. Bernie and Bonnie.
Bernie and Bonnie. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interestingly, Michael Martin's wife's name is Bonnie as well. So we visited two Bonnies.
If you guys get a hold of them, I will buy them a thing at General Grind. So
they seem to enjoy our visit. They seem to endure our presence with ease. So that's good.
What? There's a non-zero chance these two guys upstage Grim at the Holy Fools at Chicago. If they make it, look. I guess you have to use Outlook to plan the assassination, which is bullshit. But you can use that to assassinate them anywhere along this way. They're going up to New York right now. It's mafia hit, easy to go. How many where these are all estuaries you plan on attending? These 4 dots here.
There is the Pittsburgh one. I don't know if we'll be able to make the actual scheduled meetings for all of them. Hopefully, at least one of those.
Well, we'll find that out in the daily updates where we can leave encouraging comments about hauling your ass.
Sounds about good. Yes.
Let's see if Afriel has any more questions for his money.
He really hit some good questions. Yeah.
Some of the other interesting folks that you've met along the way. That is fucking awesome that you guys met her in person. And the quiet ones in the shadows, the people who are only going to Estuary but are not participating in TLC, but are people to look for come Midwestuary. Those are the kinds.
Yeah, that might go to Midwestuary. I don't know about that aspect, but what interesting characters are you journaling about? You guys are keeping journals with your handwriting, right?
Of course. We keep rigorous logs of all events.
Good.
Um,
Fascinating characters along the way.
yes.
Oh,
Joe, you want to tell them about Dayton?
spill
Yeah.
the CC Mool beans. Quit playing with us.
Yes, we met Cece Moole at the Glastonbury Estuary, and we invited her back to hang out for a while. And we hung out. We had some wine and some pasta, and it was great. And then another guy.
Never talk about people's consumption of anything with you.
Perhaps speaking out of turn there.
Especially if it gets worse. Like we went back and did peyote. You leave that part out of the report. We went back and had a good time, you say.
Okay, yes. I don't think we'll be doing peyote, but I'll be sure to leave it out if we do so. So
a random
yes.
guy we met at it might be the most interesting because it was like random completely. He was at a rest stop that we slept at in Michigan, and he at the get-go, he was interesting. We pulled up and he had like all of his stuff sitting outside of his car and like his camping gear pretty much sitting outside.
And we pulled up pretty late, so like usually people put their stuff, but it was like he left all of his stuff out overnight, like because he wasn't worried.
I'll wake up and stab him.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's like, I have a knife, and he had a dog, so.
And so we ended up striking up a conversation with him a little bit eventually and talked to him more. And he ended up knowing who Jordan Peterson is, which was interesting. So he did have some interesting tales to tell, and he had some van life experience. He gave us some tips, and then we almost got him to go to the estuary with us. If it was closer, he probably would have came. And
can't leave my stuff that long, man.
And
and that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why you should stop by estuaryroadtrip.com so you can Venmo over or buy a coffee for the road trip through this website there. Look, it's got an even zoomed in map where they start at 25. That's pricey, sir.
Oh man, I don't know how to change that.
You can enter whatever amount you want. You can do 33. It's fine. You can make it custom. But the thing of it is, you should do that so that when these guys encounter an interesting hobo like that, they can be like, bro, I'll give you $20 if you let us talk to you on camera. And then for our channel. And they'll have the $20 to do that if you stop on over.
You're also welcome to put things in, you know, of course, you know, people are welcome. People are welcome. If people are worried about, you know, maybe, I don't know, I'm just thinking if you want us to specifically use your money for something of that sort,
put it in the notes.
Yeah, we would probably do so. And yeah, we did, you know, we basically asked the guy if he wanted to do a conversation. We started recording it, and then the big trash truck came, and it was loud. And then I was like, that's probably good enough. So
so you do have footage of this hobo story. He did release it. He did sign a waiver.
I don't know if I call him a hobo. You know, he was just a man kind of down on his luck. He used to have his own.
It's a compliment.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, fair enough.
But it's the fact, the interesting folk on the side of the road, as per the request of Afrio, you do have footage, perhaps behind the paywall. Perhaps,
no paywall. No paywalls.
Yeah. We also need to consult with legal if these guys need a static waiver. They can stop by at Kinko's and print outs for these purposes. We want to stay on the up and up. Let's see. Did he have anything else, this fella?
He had a story.
No, this fella.
Oh, okay.
The things that I want to know, the kinds of things that I'd be willing to pay good money for that information.
That's it. We've given you that information, Afrio. You symbolically owe them now.
Thank you for your help, Afrio, in this.
Hey, Lunch. Lunch just released a funny thing today. Go ahead.
What was I was just thanking Afrio for his his good questions. What was the funny thing at Mr. Lunch release?
I don't remember the short. I think it was a contrast. Anyway,
Yeah.
but like you see now my complaint that we don't have footage of like, all right, guys, here's a fucking rest stop we're sleeping at tonight on our ever-ending quest for, that kind of footage we're not getting, and that's where I think the shorts are a good option. If we subscribe over on what the hell do you call it? The Remember Embody Road Trip officially though it's at Estuary Road Trip 1.
Yes.
Estuary Road Trip 1, where you can watch the latest video, Individuation. Here's part of that.
Because the body, this side of the yin yang, is a physical realm, and it's also the individual person. The individual level of
in a way,
human
the way that I put that is like separateness and multiplicity. Like
so
in the sense where there are many. The many. It's the many as opposed to the one.
The many is this side, the collective, the communion aspect. The individual is this side, and that and that's how we. And it's not a coincidence. I think that's how we all experience the world. Is that we experience it as individual people. The aim is community.
I request you stay at this particular campground.
Like if you invert it.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Daddy.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Speaking of agency, Matt C says, wait, are we saying this is choose your own adventure? We can pay for things to happen? Take my money. Yes, I think over here at estuaryroadtrip.com via the plan a visit feature. If we have somebody willing to do, Outlook, it tries to open. If we have somebody being the Outlook go-between, for us, we can plan assassinations all along this route. Like up in New York, there's opportunities all up in there. There's the DC area and Virginia and North Carolina. This is all on the route. And if you had enough money, you could probably veer it down further south or veer it up. Where's Gavin? Isn't Gavin over here somewhere? Shouldn't you run into him?
Yeah, all the dotted line is kind of still up in the air. So, yeah, we're definitely willing to make changes in that regard. And, of course, within reason, like if somebody tells us to jump, like to do some crazy dumb shit, we probably won't do that. Choose your own adventure.
Is there a way to message you where you have to buy me a coffee system?
I think maybe we'll have to rework the plan a visit button to maybe it'll open a little.
I don't know. Outlook is the goddamn devil as far as I'm concerned. As you can see, someone in the chat has put Grill the Grifters and the link to anywhere in this stream. I don't have Afriel the co-pilot and the kayfabe needs a walk, but Ethan Coffee. Are you coffee?
Hey.
How does that work?
What's up?
What's up? I just want to hear the farm story. I saw pictures of Joe drilling things. You were mucking up stalls.
We were.
Yes, Ethan, you're a much more skilled knowledge interrogator than I am. And kayfabe really wants a walk. So I'm going to hand the entertainment value over to you for the next kayfabe walk.
Sounds like about 6 or 7 minutes, probably.
This is put you back in the positive after the testimony faux pas. This is a redemption story. Here you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey.
What's up?
Okay. Joe's going somewhere briefly. The battery. Oh yes, my phone is about to die. Hello. Nice to meet you, sir. Ethan.
What's up, John?
Not much. I'm not sure if you saw. I replied to your email. Yes, I would love to arrange a talk. Perhaps we could talk more in depth. But hey, here we are now also. the farm was super cool. It was very nice to meet Michael Martin. Uh, Indeed, we did some stall muckery and barn fixery and beer drinkery. We had some spruce beer, which was
Did
pretty
he
cool.
make that spruce beer? I saw
Yeah.
it in the bottle.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I opened it like a cup.
Yeah, yeah, he made it from the spruce tree. Actually, the last photo we posted is a picture of the spruce tree that he made it from. I keep being self-conscious about my nails. I haven't cut my nails in a while. Don't judge me on my nails, people.
No one can see your nails.
Okay. I'll plug in the phone real quick. There we go. Yeah, dude, it was cool. I'm a big fan of Michael Martin, so that was very neat to talk with him. You know, talked with him about some esoteric, hermetic, or whatever you want to call it, ideas. And
is that his voice in the background of the two videos you've posted, episode 1?
No, those first two were from Chris from the Shared Story, which is the one with the chakra chart thing. And yes, yes, and so yeah. But we did have some Michael Martin audio, not a whole lot, but there's a little segment where he's talking about the Cloudbuster. Are you familiar with the Cloudbuster?
No idea.
This thing which channels etheric energy in order to divert or create rain. Pretty cool. Weather modification technology. Small scale. No DARPA chemtrails. This is like do it yourself.
Did the two of you give it your energy?
No, we didn't. No, it's like it like works. It's got like these pipes and you can put it into water and stuff. We did not get a demonstration because maybe it like takes a while, and also like I don't know if he needed it to rain or something, but he swears by it. He says it works and he can like make it rain when he needs it to rain, and I think there's probably something to it, but I don't know. I've never seen it myself, but yeah. So we have a little bit of him talking about that, and but not too much of him talking. It's more we were more so just there, kind of to hang out and to help him out with some stuff. But perhaps we'll have to be more on top of that in the future, recording dialogue with the people we're with. But yeah, we did it a bunch for the first stop. So
have you guys used like StreamYard Live at all yet?
No, I think we should though. Perhaps
because if you do that, like if you just go on StreamYard, free account, set it up, and then you can record that like a live in the morning, and then that'll like automatically post. So you don't need to upload anything to be posting. Well, sort of automatic, but like
yeah, it would be
just like done.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, we have kind of floated that idea. I think maybe we'll start playing around with that. Yeah.
Are you guys childhood friends?
No, we met a couple of months ago.
You guys friends?
Yeah, I mean, we're still like, we still just met not that long ago, but we've been talking pretty nonstop for the past like few months. So, yeah, we're friends.
Okay, so you guys are getting to know each other.
Yes.
On this trip, like this, you guys don't have like a long years.
No.
Okay, so for each of you, what is the most annoying habit the other person has? Because I once lived in a van with one of my good friends in Los Angeles, and every morning he would wake up and
this seems a little. I mean, what's your intention? Sorry, what's your intention in asking this question?
I was told to be entertaining. That's
okay.
all.
Okay, that is an entertaining question.
I just thought it would be funny. I don't mean to drive an edge.
Fair enough. That is an entertaining question. I don't know.
You can say skip. You can skip.
I don't know. There's so many. It's hard to narrow it down. It's like this guy. I can't. So freaking annoying. No. It's been good, man. It's been good. A couple things. He's, yeah. We don't have to. We can, we want to emphasize the good vibes. It's been good.
Have you guys had any? How many days now?
We left on the 2nd of June, so it's been just over 10 or 11 days.
Have you had any scary moments yet? Where you've been like, oh, what happens next?
Almost ran out of gas. That's about it.
I thought I lost my wallet one time, but then I found it.
Maybe 2 times.
Maybe 2 times. Maybe 3. I'm not sure, but not particularly. We've had a couple brief arguments of sorts, but generally it's good vibes. Yeah.
What part of the country, like what landscape, are you guys most excited to see?
Desert out west. I've never been out west in general, so
the
You
landscape.
both from East? Well, no, you said Ohio, Joe.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm from Connecticut. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, probably out west. Like I don't know, maybe like I know that the mountains are much taller out west. Like I grew up skiing, so knowing that like all the best ski resorts are out west because the mountains are taller and stuff. Honestly, I'm mostly excited to see the people. You know, it's like the land. I like land of, I don't know. Yeah, I'm very excited to see the land, but I'm mostly excited to see the people. Like to visit Grimgriz and all the people, all the various peoples. Going to LA and Portland and all over the place.
You
Gonna
coming to
see
Alaska?
Chad and Gavin and all sorts of people. Keelan, we're gonna say, are you familiar with the Formscapes YouTube channel?
No.
It's a good channel. I highly recommend. And yeah, we're gonna visit him. Probably stay with him for a little bit. So, but yeah, I don't know. Probably the West Coast or like the Rockies.
And you're not getting to Grim until like right before Mid-Estuary?
I think it's gonna be around like the middle, the middle of July or like late July. I think like late July.
Okay.
Not
So,
sure.
like in terms of grifting, if you said somebody could like send you money and you would like try and use that money for a purpose. So if somebody wanted to say like give you money and be like, hey, I really want you to ask Grim Grizz this question on video camera, like that. I mean, that could be something that people could grift towards.
Probably. I mean, something like that of sorts. I mean, I might want to include that I was paid to do this, but I don't know. I'm, like, yeah. Yeah. Feel free to be creative with it. Like, you guys have to eat this type of food tonight. Or, you have to spend the night at this particular campsite. Or, I don't know.
What's going on in here, Ethan? Oh, good. Damn, you fled the studio. What happened?
Right. I don't know, but that was nice talking to him. Hopefully he enjoyed it as well.
Did you answer this freedom anywhere near Canton?
Canton, we will be going through Pennsylvania over the next few days.
In the next few days. Target now.
Yeah, and by the next few days, I particularly mean like Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If say people went to this, what do you call it? Their channel, the one with the trip teaser. This Remember Body Road Trip channel.
Yeah.
This Estuary Road Trip 1.
Yes.
Yes, at Estuary Road. If they leave comments on the videos, there is that a valid means of contacting you on the road itself?
Yeah,
while you're out there.
I'm pretty sure if you right click on the plan to visit button, you can like copy an email address. But I think I'm going to rework that button so that there's other ways to contact us, perhaps. But yeah, YouTube comments works. Yeah.
Cool. You got anything else you want to say about your road trip before I end this and go away?
Not much. Thanks for following along, y'all, and special shout out to Grim Grizz for his contribution to this endeavor. or something like that.
Well, show me them shorts, boys. Make it easier to follow along, and we'll do another.
I got shorts on.
We'll do another one of these for an in-depth follow along. Not those shorts. Get out of here.
All right.
Instead, he's a dog, and also it's participatory. And I think there's a difference we have going on, where one side acknowledges it and they participate knowing that it's rigged, right? And then there's this one, the other ones are just participating, they're playing along, they know it's rigged. There's a thing here going on where your acceptance of how to interface with kayfabe, how to participate in kayfabe, whether or not that includes the fact that it's fake and scripted or not, is it play? Is it play? I don't. You know, like I said, this was the edge of my thinking aloud. So the archetype, at least as far as I can tell, that I'm trying to manufacture as a TV station as part of mass media propaganda, is that of us as fire ants coming together and